Good morning, folks. So I am back with a Conquerors Blade video, and this time around I'm going to show you the unit tree, the barracks, and how to unlock new units. What you need to know, what you need to have, and the things that you definitely need to be aware of when you are unlocking new units. So firstly, get into the unit tree, which is the U button. So at the top here you will have barracks, unit tree, and technology. Don't worry about technology at the minute, I will show you that at the end, but that is not relevant to your units. It is relevant to your resource gathering and everything on the world maps. Don't worry too much about this tab right here at the minute. So in my barracks you can see that my already created units are filling up all of the spaces which I have free. So as you progress through the game, you will be given expansion permits which you can use to unlock new slots in the barracks, therefore allowing you to hold more units. As you progress through the game, you'll be getting more units though, so you'll very quickly start to find that you are running out of space in your barracks. You're going to have to actually choose the units you're using, get rid of the ones that you're not, and then fill those spaces with something which you are then going to use. So in your barracks, these are separated into different sub-tabs, this being all melee infantry, ranged infantry, and cavalry. So if you want to actually specifically look at what you have in terms of melee infantry, you can just hit that button. It will bring up exactly what you have in terms of melee units. Exactly the same for ranged, exactly the same for cavalry. So that's quite a nice little way of just kind of sorting all the units you have, so you can make sure that the units you do have and that you are using you can get to quickly and find them and then repair them and everything like that. Speaking of repairing, I'm going to cover that now because we're already on the screen where you do it. So as you can see here, we have a few different marks on each of the units. So firstly is the strength or the head count, so this is the amount of people in that unit. So in this sword militia unit I have 36 units. In some of the different unit types, they give you skill points where you can actually increase the unit size of that unit. So this next little bit is the items that unit has. So once you are between 50 and 100 items, that unit will fight at full capacity. Between 20 and 50, the damage the troops deal is reduced by 10%, while the damage they take is increased by 10%, so that's quite a negative buff. If the status is less than 20, the unit just cannot fight. You cannot select them in battle. You'll have to repair or replace the items missing before you can use them in battle again. So to actually replace the items a unit has, click onto that tab and then press the resupply button here. Now if you have the actual item you can use those, if not then you can use bronze coins to resupply. Go all the way up to whatever number you want, you may as well repair them all the way, and it will tell you the cost in bronze right there. The reason why the sword militia are so cheap is because this is a 1-star unit. If I go over to one of my more expensive units or better units, which is a little bit damaged, try and find one, here we go. So this is a 3.5-star Vanguard Archer ranged unit. If I go on to resupply here, it's going to cost a lot more. It's going to, each individual item is going to cost a lot more bronze to replace, so just be aware of that. So going back into our unit, so as you can see, these sub-tabs have split again. We'll cover each of those in a second, but I will just want to cover this page here so you know what you're looking at. So you've got the name of the unit, you've got the experience that unit currently has, and how much you need until the next level up. Each level up will give you a skill point you can use in the unit training tab, which I will show you in a second. Again, we've got the size and we've got healthy, injured, and lost. So when you play in certain game modes like Iron Man or Expeditions, when your unit actually suffers a defeat or dies in the game, you will lose a certain amount of people which you'll have to replace to get the head count back up to full again. So just below that is the formations. So these are obviously the different formations that you can use with that unit. Some units can learn more through the unit training tab. Unit orders, these are the things that you can actually get them to do in the game. So melee sword militia can use a shield rush skill, which is very useful, and a sprint, so you can actually increase their movement speed. Again, you can increase and gain new unit orders through the unit training tab with certain units. Terrain effects, so this will tell you how good they are at each of the different terrains. So if you really want to play this game properly, make sure you're using the correct units for the correct terrain type, and you'll have that already given an advantage over people that aren't doing that. Unit traits, so if you just hover your mouse over these traits, they will actually tell you what they are. Now, some will be green, some will be white, some will be red. Green ones are good, white ones are just telling you a little bit of information about the unit, red ones are obviously bad. I will show you an example in just a second, but with this one, fast learners is very good trait to have on a unit, because it increases their number of veterancy upgrades, which can really increase their combat potential. Peasants are just, these are like the basic units, very cheap, very poor on the battlefield, but they are very good when you go out into the resource gathering in the world map, because they're very useful in that point. I'm just going to quickly go onto my spears just to show you a example of a red one. So these spear guys are very good when people are attacking them head on. However, because they've got the massive shields and they're only focusing on what's in front of them, they're very weak from behind. So if they get attacked by the rear, they are going to suffer a lot of defeats very quickly, and that is their red negative point in their unit traits. So I'm going to stay on Spear Militia. Actually, I'm just going to carry on as we were. So leadership, this is how much it costs you in leadership to lead these guys into battle, and then you've got the level there and their max level as well. So at the minute I'm 7 out of 14. I can get another 7 levels and another 7 points to put in to the unit training with these guys. And then you've got the unit summary right here, just telling you a little bit of information of how good they are. Obviously, the more blue there is in a certain point, so on the head count line, the blue is pretty much there. That means that this unit can hold a lot of actual people in the unit. Their attack isn't great, their tactics aren't great, the speed's okay, the defense is starting to look a little bit better, and that's how you read this here. So the more blue there is on a point, the better it is. The less blue, not so great, not so great at all. Okay, so going into attire first, I'm just going to show you this. So if you have unlocked any custom skins throughout either buying a pre-order pack, a pack which is on for sale now, or any rewards which the game will reward you in the future, then this is how you actually equip that. Again, you can go through and select all these different tabs in terms of actually selecting what you want your unit to look like. Very good if you want to customize your units once you start unlocking skins. Career, these are all the career points, all the information statistics that you've actually gained using this exact unit. So as you can see here, it's all fairly self-explanatory. So I've used these guys in 33 battles. I've got a 48.5% win rate. My kill death ratio is 0.1 with them. They're not great, they're defensive unit, I'm just going to say that, why that's so low. Total heroes killed is 3, total troops killed 101, total deaths 680. So as you can see here, they are a very defensive unit, this unit. Okay, I'm going to have some better career stats on some of my other units, I promise you. So I'm going to go into the unit training now. So this is where you start to put points into the actual unit to unlock new either skills, perks, hidden bonuses, anything like that. So on the left here we've got all the different attributes which some of these skills will affect. So as you're going through, you can just hover your mouse over each thing and it will tell you exactly what it does. So each level up you will get a point in the veterancy points here. You can reset these points, but you need a special item to be able to do it. So just try and think of which way you're going to build these units first before you start actually putting points in. A lot of my units, because I didn't really understand what I was doing, I just kind of chucked points where I think I needed to, and now I'm kind of suffering because I haven't actually gone for a specific direction. I've just gone a jack of all trades on some of my units, so I need to actually reset some of them and get them a little bit better. But it's quite self-explanatory. Once you actually get into this and start using it, it's a fairly easy system because you can just hover your mouse over each thing. It will tell you exactly what each bonus does, how many points you can actually put into it, and then at the end you've got like the best bonus for that unit, and that will tell you exactly what it does as well. Some of them change the unit appearance, some of them give them better attacks, some of them give them better skills, so just keep aware of all the different things that it can affect. Just put your mouse over, see what it changes, and then just go with what you think is going to be the best for your playstyle. So we've gone over the barracks, we've gone over all the different tabs, we've gone over actually putting veterancy points into your already built units, but we haven't actually covered building units yet. Now to do this, you go into units tree. Again, it's all separated into melee, ranged, cavalry and chivalric, which are the new units. I did not realise for so long, for a lot longer than really I should have, that you can actually scroll down as well. So there's a lot more units that then first appear, so just bear that in mind, because it took me ages to realise I can actually scroll down on this page and there's loads and loads of units. So as you can see, they're all on separate lines. They've all got individual skills you need to unlock at certain points as well, and right at the bottom here you've got all the different eras. So a lot of people now are starting to get into the heroic era because they're unlocking enough honor to actually start unlocking all these different units. It does cost a lot of honor once you start getting past the silver era to start actually unlocking units, so you need to really think about what kind of playstyle you're going to have. I would definitely recommend everybody, and I mean literally everybody, having at least the spear militia and then slowly building up to the iron cap and the imperial spear, because you're going to need a form of shield unit. So these guys, as you can see, are starting to get built up now. I've literally just unlocked my prefecture guards, so they're my main melee unit at the minute, and they cost me an arm and a fucking leg to unlock them, but they are good. Pikemen are very, very good as well. Very, very good if you learn how to play them properly. Shields are definitely a given. You definitely need these, especially for the territory wars. And javelins actually are very not well represented in the games. Not a lot of people use javelins, but they tear people apart, and I mean literally tear people apart. So definitely consider giving javelins a go, because since unlocking these guys, I've used them in every game because they just tear people apart. And once I've actually finished off building my iron cap spearmen, I'm going to go for the imperial javelineers, because they're just going to tear even more people apart. It's going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to it. So you start off on this side here. You will have woodcutters, village watchmen and tenant farmers already unlocked. These are your peasant feudal units, so you can actually use these as your resource gatherers. Now these guys actually have bonus to their resource gathering as well, so they're really good when you want to just not fight, just go out into the world, secure loads of resources either for crafting or for doing your thief quests. These guys are definitely the people you need to take. Now to actually swap these out, you need to be in your base camp or a capital city, and then it will give you the option when you leave that city to actually change your units around. If you're not looking at fighting anything, just take out these guys, because these guys will get a lot more resources than your already than your military units, because these guys' skills are more in that area rather than military skills like the other guys. So just bear that in mind. Serfs are a very good one as well. I think you have to actually unlock these though, but they are definitely worth getting because they have loads of skills which get you loads of resources very, very quickly. So once you start unlocking, once you start choosing what you're going to actually aim for, you'll need to unlock all the different skills along that path and then see where that path actually heads. So right now with Imperial Javelineers, I know I'm going to have to go the way I've been, so I've unlocked the first couple of skills in the Javelin path. I've come down, I've unlocked my first Javelin guy. Now I'm going to have to go down now and unlock the armoured combats. So I need to actually have required, it tells you the required text is Javelin Militia, which I've already got unlocked, and brute force, which I have not yet got unlocked. So once I have unlocked brute force, then I can actually start looking at unlocking that one, and then I can move on over to Imperial Javelineers. Brute force being that one there, so you can see here that the lines actually lead on into each other, so I need to make sure I unlock this one first, and then both of these lines will be available to unlock that one. So if you get really stuck, just go onto the person or the skill that you're looking to unlock. It will tell you what the required skills you need to unlock first are. So with this one, I know I've already got the one previous to it because there's only one line. Once I get enough honor, I'll be able to unlock that one, and then I'll be able to unlock Palace Guards. Another thing you need to be really aware of, which kind of took me by surprise because I unlocked a unit I definitely shouldn't have unlocked, because it cost me an arm and a fucking leg to actually get the gear for these guys, because their unit kit is not craftable in the area that I'm in. So you can do it, but it's going to cost you a lot more to actually do it. So right at the bottom there, it tells you the unit kit craftable in Ostaria. I'm not even going to try that word. The Borderlands. I'm not in that area. I'm in Maoyang. That's where I am. Those are the units that I need to be looking at unlocking. So just keep an eye on that at the bottom as well, because I found that actually trying to unlock these guys, these were the first cavalry I unlocked. I could not afford to actually build them at all. So I've totally wasted a lot of honor going that way, because I've had to unlock this skill first and then them. I've wasted a lot of honor going that way. So don't make the same mistake that I've done and actually unlock units which are buildable in the area that you're in. Once you start unlocking certain amount of units through the eras, then your next era will unlock. At the minute I'm still building towards my heroic era, so I need to unlock another 3 units of 3 stars or more. So that's probably going to be another ranged, or another 2 ranged and another melee infantry, which will be my spearmen. Once I've unlocked 3 more units, 3 stars or more, then I can start looking at building my heroic era units, and that is how that there works as well. So just spend time looking through everything, making sure you've kind of got a bit of a plan of what you want to build, what you want to actually be aiming towards. Like I said, have at least a couple of decent melee units, a couple of decent ranged units, possibly a cavalry if you want to flank people and you have a bit of a play style where you want to get involved quite quickly, and definitely have a shield unit as well, because if you join a guild or a house, they are going to request that you have a shield unit, so at least you have one defensive unit that you can use to block gates. You can block bottlenecks and everything like that, which is going to make a attacking force's job a lot more difficult. So last but not least, now I'm not going to cover this in too much time or detail, because this is all about the resource gathering. This is fairly self-explanatory. So you go over and you unlock this, it increases the yields of whatever that actual material that you've unlocked is. So as you can see, we've got loads of different things here. We've got things like hides, we've got cotton, we've got rocks, we've got forestry, we've got mines, we've got stone, everything like that. It will tell you exactly what it is and what that unlock does. So to get the collection experience, you need to actually be going out into the world and collecting resources. Now every time you unlock a point, the next level is going to increase in terms of experience required, and it increases quite quickly as well. So you're going to need to go out, get a lot of resources to get a lot of collection experience, and then you can come back in here, unlock these skills. These skills will allow you to collect more stuff at the same time as previously, and it will also increase the chance of you finding exotics, legendaries and other good items actually out in the world as well. So I hope this video has helped you folks. Please do let me know if it has. If it has, then please do let me know in the comments below and share it around with people. Hit that thumbs up if it has helped you. Please do hit the subscribe button if you want to see more Conquerors Blade content, and I hope to see you on the battlefield.